Hey, Upstairs Steve, do you like apples?
Sure.
Well, I haven't seen us covering Good Will Hunting. How you like them apples?
I hate you so goddamn much, Tommy.
Good Will Hunting coming up next. Haven't Seen It with Tim Sestito and Tommy Tevenet. Hello, everybody. Welcome on in. Thank you all so much for listening today. This is a podcast where one of us is watching a movie for the very first time, and today that is Tommy. Tommy, you're kind of a little like Will Hunting. Did you know that?
Yeah,
Because
I'm the savant.
You're the savant of strictly like terrible horror movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Equals in that regard.
I got
advanced quantum
anything
physics,
else? No.
not so advanced quantum physics, not so much. But we are not alone here today. We have two special guests with us, returning from the podcast. We have Upstairs Steve coming back again, and we also have with us Horseshoe Blake coming in.
Hey guys.
So, boys, welcome to the podcast. Blake, this is your first time on the show here. Maybe just tell a little bit of folks about, what kind of movies you like, a little bit about your taste, and maybe a little bit about your relationship with Good Will Hunting.
Well, anytime someone asks me what my favorite movies are, it's always two particular films. It's always Good Will Hunting and Tommy Boy. And I know that those are not exactly similar movies, but they're my go-to one and two. I absolutely love this movie. I love the soundtrack. I love Elliott Smith. So I always love the sound of this movie. I like a lot of other Gus Van Sant movies. He's the director of this movie, and he just does an outstanding job. I freaking love Good Will Hunting. But ironically, I don't really like many other Matt Damon movies. I just have to say that. But these guys, this one, they capture lightning in a bottle, and it's a great movie.
It's definitely a lightning in a bottle movie that we'll dive more into. But as we always do here on the podcast, we talk about movies we've seen lately. So Tommy, I'll let you kick it off here. What did you see recently?
So a week ago now, I saw The Flash, and oh my god, why the fuck did I see this movie? Awful. That's all I can say. I mean, it was cool. It was awful. Yeah, this is coming from Tommy. So yeah.
Okay. Well, this is wait, like before you continue, Tommy, just so like all of our superhero listeners are like clear, this is the Tommy Tavenet that said that Batman versus Superman was good.
I said it was okay.
He only has it.
I don't know about that.
He gave on his letterboxd, he has Batman vs Superman and the Lord of the Rings trilogy all the same ratings. So I mean,
that's what it was. I remember we had this like when I was the first guest, the first time I was a guest, and Tommy rated what movie did we do? Fuck.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yes, From Dusk Till Dawn, The Lord of the Rings, and Batman Superman all have 3 out of 5 stars. So now The Flash was worse than Batman Superman.
Yeah, it was just the plot was convoluted. There's no plot really. The CGI was like something out of like your PS1 game or whatever, or like N64 level CGI, where there's like polygons and shit like that. It was just bizarre. Ezra Miller is just annoying. I mean, we covered this on what was it we covered again? The
perks of being a wallflower.
The perks of being some bullshit. I don't know.
But Ouch, Tommy.
Yeah, we didn't like that movie either. So Ezra Miller, I'm kind of out on him. I mean, but Michael Keaton, great seeing him in the bat suit. That's the main positive thing I can say about this movie. He was awesome as Batman.
That's the only reason I would be invested at all to begin with, and now I'm not going to see it because it's a bad movie. It's not worth it.
A movie's bad. I saw Fandango was running ads for The Flash. Buy one ticket and you get one free for any other movie. So
any other movie.
Was it any other movie, or maybe it was just buy one and
I think it was for The Flash.
Like there. It's like that meme of like, it's like because the Mets are terrible, where it's like, damn, somebody broke into my car. I had 2 Mets tickets in the car, and somebody broke in and left 4 more. It's like that with The Flash. They're like, can we just get somebody in the theater for this? This is just
it's getting like fucking like mediocre reviews, and just like I don't know. I mean, it's cool seeing Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is in The Flash too, which as Batman. briefly.
Okay.
I won't ever see it. Blake,
Yeah.
give me a movie that you watched recently.
I went and saw Asteroid City in the theaters on Sunday morning, and it was exceptional. If you like Wes Anderson movies, it's all for you, man. It's all the same old characters you see, plus some actors who I hadn't seen in his movies before. Tom Hanks is in it; he does a great job. Matt Dillon is in it. I love him in that movie. It was just a good time. Jeff Goldblum even pops up at one point.
Hey.
Hey,
But, yeah, if you like Wes Anderson movies, then go see Asteroid City. That's all I can really say.
Also, I just want to say this as somebody who's vehemently against the AI art movement because it all looks the same and looks like nonsense. Like I don't know why they've like picked on Wes Anderson as like the style to be like, what if Wes Anderson made X franchise that I know? And it's like, have you people seen his movies before? Like they're these like goofy little comedies with like surreal moments in them. They're not like
he's like the one of the few directors that has like a distinct visual style now these days in like 2023. I mean, like Tim Burton's on his way out essentially. I mean, like, and Wes Anderson. I'm trying to think of other ones that like have very distinct visual like palettes. Aesthetics you can go over.
J.J. Abrams and lens flares.
Yeah, J.J. Abrams lens flares. Maybe I'm just not thinking film wise, but
yeah. For me, I've always enjoyed Wes Anderson movies. When like they don't always like resonate, like stick with me for a while, but like whenever I go and see them, I always have like a really good time when I watch them. Really like Isle of the Dogs. I saw that in theaters. It was great. It was such a cute little adventure.
What's interesting about Wes Anderson movies is like nobody really knows when they're about to come out. It's just like, oh, Wes Anderson made another movie, and then like a week before it's released, you start seeing commercials for it. There's no real hype behind it until like when it's about to like launch in theaters,
Well, yeah, like especially French Dispatch, like nobody fucking heard about that movie.
Well, that was COVID definitely affected that, but I feel like Wes Anderson, he's one of the great film directors of like our age.
Oh, absolutely.
The Grand Budapest Hotel is like a literal masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's easily his best work. And like I would have no problem putting him up with like Paul Thomas Anderson, Quentin Tarantino, like very distinct voice, very unique voice in this field, and people think that AI can replicate it, and it's like, no, you can't. But Blake, I'm glad Asteroid City was good. I'm very excited to see it. Steve, what about you? What's a movie you saw recently?
I watched The Mule recently. It just came on Netflix.
It's been popping up all over Netflix.
Yeah, no, it was decent. I was expecting a little more of a twist. Like I kind of like that's one of those movies where I kind of called it like as it was going on because it's like I don't know. I watch movies in parts.
Like so you pondered over. You like let me think of the clues.
Clue
break right
I'm just like I watch it in my bedroom over here, right? And like I'm just flipping through it in bed, and that's my biggest problem is like I can't watch movies while I'm lying down, especially ones that I haven't seen, because like when I start to get a little sleepy, I'm like, all right, I have to put it on pause because if I fall asleep during the movie,
I need to take this
then I got to rewind and I have to do like investigative like sort of research on like when I fell asleep exactly, and it's all involved. So like I just pause and then I start thinking about the clues, and I'm like, all right, well you got like Clint Eastwood here who's about like 90 going on 110, so he's probably gonna get caught. He's probably gonna fucking snitch, and if he doesn't snitch, he's gonna plead guilty because what else does he have to lose? And oh yeah, he's gonna kind of form amends with his family because again, what does he have to lose? But very heartfelt story. I liked it.
Well, speaking of geriatric men, I watched in anticipation of a geriatric man returning to the big screen in one of his most iconic roles. I watched Indiana Jones.
Nice.
And The Last Crusade after Temple of Doom, keeping my streak going. I'm gonna watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull again for the second time in my life at some point.
You shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
I feel like Jones movie is good.
I feel like it's probably not as bad as we remember. It's just not going to be as good as the original three. All I want to say on Last Crusade, which I would assume Steve and Blake can speak on, and Tommy can't because he just still has not seen that movie. I don't know if it's Spielberg's greatest film, but I feel like if you were going to do the Academy Awards and it was just Spielberg movies and assign different worth to it. Like I would give that movie best director, like for out of all the Spielberg catalogs. Just like I feel like his directing, that man was just a machine, just cranking it out. It is so good. Just like the little callback, like the little foreshadowings and themes, and just like the way the camera moves and the transitions, like everything about it just is so captivating. I feel like it's, it's just a little bit too much of a retread of Raiders for it to pass that in terms of the movie itself, in my opinion. It's the second best one in my opinion, but it's just such a wonderful time. And I don't think Spielberg has been a better director.
It has some of the best action sequences as far as an Indiana Jones film goes. With all the stuff on the Zeppelin, with the tanks out in the desert, and how cool is it that when you find out who Indiana Jones' father is, that it's freaking James Bond. Like they got Sean Connery, Indiana's dad. They really just hit a home run with that one. That was great. That's a great movie. It's up there with Raiders. It's not quite as good as Raiders, but it's a different film. You can't compare it.
It's a little more family friendly, which because when we talked about Temple of Doom, it was like this weird blend of like this voodoo magic, but also trying to be like a family friendly film, which like it felt a little jarring, to be honest, because it was like
a family friendly film where you're ripping somebody's heart out of their chest.
Yeah. It feels.
That's what I think about family friendly.
The tonal different. This one was a little way more into that, like where it was just. You could take the family to go see it. They're going to have a great time outside of Indiana Jones and his father both sleeping with the same woman. There's nothing really controversial in it.
Yeah.
But
not as family friendly as Schindler's List, though, guys. Let's be real.
You are making out during Schindler's List.
Actually, funny callback to making out. I was doing that during Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I was with my first girlfriend at the time.
Wait, eighth grade girlfriend? You're bragging about your eighth grade girlfriend right
now?
No,
I'm not. All right, everybody, listen up. Steve got some when he was 15. All right, but really, what did it for me was the nuclear bomb-proof refrigerator. And
that scene was sick, though. I think it's a really well shot scene. It's goofy.
It's cheesy. It's cheesy bullshit. I mean, it makes sense for Indiana Jones. The internet overhated it. Right after it came out right after the prequels, and it was just one of those it's just once you lose the magic of it, of the original, that original time frame when they filmed them. It's just never going to hit the same. And then there was the wonky CG, I remember, and it kind of just dragged a little bit. But I feel like it's going to get a lot more respect after Dial of Destiny comes out. Now, I haven't seen Dial of Destiny yet, but that's just a hunch.
All right. We're going to have a hunch.
Well, yeah, and we're going to have a hunch over Good Will Hunting.
This boy's genius is unparalleled.
Critics call Good Will Hunting wickedly funny. It's a winner.
I'd do anything to have what you got.
Siskel and Ebert give it 2 big thumbs up. And now it's been nominated for 9 Academy Awards, including Best Actor Matt Damon, Best Director Gus Van Sant, Best Supporting Actor Robin Williams, Best Supporting Actress Minnie Driver, Best Screenplay,
I Love You,
and Best Picture of the Year. Good Will Hunting, rated R, now playing.
So, Blake, I'm going to kick this over to you first. As you mentioned, this is one of your favorite movies of all time. So I'd love to kind of get your relationship with this movie in a little more depth here and what it means to you.
So I don't know when I first saw it. I must have been 16, 17 years old. But a lot of people identify with Will Hunting. It's almost a meme now at this point. I know they reference it on Always Sunny of you and your garden wood and all that stuff. I've always just thought that it's a strange character, and obviously Matt Damon wrote the character for himself, so of course he's a genius. Everyone wants to be him, but I always just thought that the character was really identifiable, and who doesn't want to be the guy who can just show up and be the smartest guy in the room without even really trying? Just a great movie. I think a couple of cool things about it is how I know you guys are all Kevin Smith fans. Kevin Smith.
Whoa. Don't speak for me there, please.
Okay. Well, I know that there are 2 Kevin Smith fans.
There are 2 big Kevin Smith fans here, yeah.
I like
Smith is the
Clerks.
one who helped really get this movie going, because Matt Damon had this script and they shared it with Miramax, and originally they wanted Kevin Smith to direct it, and he's like, I'm not capable enough to direct this movie that you have here. This is way too good. We're going to pass this on to Miramax, and they'll get you a real director to go direct this. And that's how they got hooked up with Gus Van Sant. But it actually was originally supposed to be a View Askew universe picture.
Yeah, at least Kevin Smith had the foresight right there. He's like, okay, this is way better than what I could get right here. Apparently they brought this movie to Rob Reiner at first. The first draft of this movie was like, there's gonna be a whole like different other plot. Like the second half was gonna be like the NSA was gonna be like hiring him, and he joins the NSA, and then like it's a thriller from there on out, where it's just like the smartest guys making shit. And then like Rob Reiner, when he like bought the script at first, was like, cut the thriller shit out, just make it like about the therapist, and like, you know, you don't need all that other fucking bullshit, all that extra chop up. And then yeah, and apparently like the fucking studios went before Miramax took it over, they wanted Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio as leads, which that would have been a good movie. Yeah, I could see that at least.
If Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is any indication.
Yeah,
that would be a good movie. But apparently Miramax bought the script, and the reason they took Miramax also was that they wrote, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon wrote a scene that was in the middle of the script of just like a random sudden gay oral sex scene. Just to fucking
just
show
see if they would read it.
Yeah, just to see if they'd read it. So like Harvey Weinstein, bought the script, and he was like, "Yeah, I love the movie. What the fuck is up with the gay oral sex scene?"
Oh, you read that? Oh, good. There you go.
Oh, cool. You read the script. Then cool, awesome. You're the one guy who did it.
Yeah.
So also just praise it and not bring up that one part. Like, this is too uncomfortable. We're just gonna skirt past that.
Yeah, and then he was like, yeah, I read it. Oh, you guys don't want to do it? Good. Okay, well, I'm hitting the button on my door, and now get on your knees. That's what happened at Harvey Weinstein's office.
Oh my god.
But
it's like, how do they know what I do in my office? They wrote a whole scene about it. Jesus Christ.
I feel like you're saying Leo and Brad Pitt, and like it would have been good. Like they're two excellent actors. I feel like there is that, like Damon and Affleck are both Boston boys, right? Like it very much has, and it has that like these guys are kind of unknowns. Like we're taking a shot on them because it's their script. I feel like it gives that energy off, like that. I don't necessarily know that Pitt and DiCaprio would have brought, just because like you could just feel that it was very personal to both of them in their performances, which were both excellent. And for me, this movie was very interesting because it's very much a study of masculinity and like just like no father figure, and like trying to find somebody with all the talent in the world and never having any direction at all. And you have two father figures clashing over which way his life should go. And I thought it made it I thought it just was like a very interesting like father son dynamic, and very interesting case on like masculinity and just like effort. Like he's with Minnie Driver, which I hadn't watched this movie in a couple of years, and I think I didn't realize how great she was in this movie, or I had forgotten, because like that was the performance that really stood out to me this time. Like how like she was just fantastic. I felt like especially the scene where she is telling Will that she loves him and she wants him to go to California with him. And then it's like, oh, this isn't a surgery, Mark. I got stabbed. Do you want to hear like that scene? Like I just thought she was like terrific in that moment. And
her banter in general was like amazing.
Her and Damon just had really great chemistry. I do want to just put out my one little nitpick, because I would say this is pretty much a perfect screenplay. My one little nitpick is the fight scene that kind of starts the whole thing up. It just felt very random and felt like, well, how do we get him into the courthouse to have to go to therapy? We'll just see somebody throw something at a girl and just get out of the car and wail on him. And I felt like, could have.
Well, they set up that they had beef. They had beef prior to that.
Yeah.
It didn't feel as well set up. It's not like bad. It's just like, considering how well set up like the whole rest of the movie is, like to me, like like the first shot of the movie, once the title crawl is the blue car sitting outside waiting for Will, right? Like then that just becomes one of the standing images, one of the most iconic scenes in the movie. If you're still here in 20 years, I'll kill you.
Yeah, but the thing about that whole fight scene is, and what you kind
It
of
was also goofy. It was very goofily choreographed.
Totally.
100%.
I mean, that one shot where Casey Affleck gives him a punch and he like the camera jumps back, and I thought it was actually really well done.
It was very 90s though.
It was very 90s. It worked.
Yeah.
This listen, it's very hard to criticize a truly outstanding movie. It was one of those my little annoying internet nitpicky brains, which is like, this is the only, and it's not like a hole. It just felt a little rushed. It felt like it could have just taken place at the baseball game, like the interaction where he gets in his face or whatever. Like, it just felt like a little more.
It was just a follow up. It was just the follow up to that part because I think it was really after that scene you see that happen. So it was just like, okay, we're touching back on that.
But it could have been anything too, because I mean, as you go to learn, Will Hunting has like a rap sheet that extends all the way down to Southie, if you want to call it that.
June 93, assault. September 93, assault. February 94, grand theft auto. January 95, impersonating an officer, mayhem, theft.
There you go. Could have been anything. So, it's one of those things where it was like, all right, let's just throw a rushed fight scene because this guy's a fucking menace to society as it is,
Yeah, and so part of it is showing off his hot-headed nature and just like his he acts on his emotions. And when you talk about it as like kind of the subtext of this is kind of like defining masculinity, right? Where it's kind of like what is the right path, and like there's it's I feel like a very underrated scene is right before the "it's not your fault" scene. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. When they're Robin Williams and what's the other guy that's been in a million things? What's that actor's name?
Stellan Skarsgård. When they're just duking it out about his Will's path, and like you could just feel the passion both of them have for him, where they both see it, and it's just ideological differences. I mean, it's just like
absolutely, and it's the ideological differences that separated them from being the close friends that they once were. And it's them both fighting over, like, calling back to your point, that father figure. That they're like, okay, so we have this brilliant kid who's had no direction, and we both have this longing to kind of rear and shape inspiring minds, and we have a kid here with absolutely nowhere to go, but is the most brilliant person that we've ever seen. So we're going on both ends of the spectrum here on where they think is best for him to end up. So that's where you get the initial conflict between those two, which I think is best. And then it's really like, as much as it's about Will Hunting, it's more about them trying to come to grips with who they are and whether or not the paths they've chosen were right.
For them. Yeah, absolutely. Because with Stellan Skarsgård character, you always get the sense too, and I like how under the radar it is, where it's just like this guy definitely sleeps with his students. Like he definitely has that.
Oh, you totally get that vibe.
Yes, you want to get a drink with me,
maybe after.
and the fight of it is that he has all the accolades. He's the MIT professor. Robin Williams is just community college professor, but he found the love of his life, and nothing else really mattered to him outside of that, and he accomplished what he wanted in life because he found his partner, Nancy. And that is like, it's just ideological differences, and like you hear it where in terms of like Robin Williams is very much like, we need to let Will make this decision for him, and like he knows him just so much more on that intimate level, and obviously the audience from their perspective is like rooting for him, because I think part of the framing is a little bit that Stellan Skarsgård's like the quote unquote antagonist in this, but I don't really see it as an antagonist. It's just like pure.
He's slightly off. Yeah.
It's just he has his best interests in mind, but his way of getting it was I was pushed and pushed and pushed and put in situations I wasn't comfortable in, and I succeeded, and that's what he knows. So that's what he's trying to coach Will to do. Where after getting to know Will Hunting a little bit, we understand that's not the right path for him. That's he does not work well with authority figures. Even at the end, he tries to make the get the job, right? And then he decides one day he's got to go see about a girl. He can't let it get away, and he drives off. Which perfect ending. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Ending.
Amazing.
And and like kind of to go off of your point there on like who the antagonist is. You ask me, I'd say that Will Hunting is his own antagonist. If you like, and there's not really many movies that really kind of capture that theme. You see it a lot in literature, like you have like themes of like man versus nature and man versus man versus himself. You don't really see a lot of man versus himself things in film, and this really captures that ideology perfectly because he can't get out of his own way, no matter like what is standing in front of him.
He's the worst part about it, like where he just gets himself to these situations. He doesn't apply himself. I mean, like the fact that like even his like fucking like jerk off friends are just like, dude, like what the fuck are you doing with your life? Like, come on, man.
Well, it's the fear of taking the next step, and it stems from just bouncing around from foster home to foster home and severe abuse in his adolescence that has put him into this point where he's just like, this is what I know, this is what I'm comfortable with. I don't want, he's one of those, I don't want anything to change. And there's a lot of people who are like that, who just do not want anything to change. They want their small little town to look the same it did when they were growing up. They don't want anything different. And, there is a value to that. But, when you're as gifted as Will Hunting is, and that is obviously a ego trip by Matt Damon to make himself like boy genius of the world, like smartest man to ever roam the earth, where he can solve quantum physics and then also defend himself in court just from reading books. But I think it works in the movie's favor that they don't really try to explain it too much in detail about how his brain works. Or try to like give some big speech. Like I think the scene with Minnie.
He was born like fucking like this time an hour, and
like
this is a superhero origin story.
Well, it was never really diagnosed with anything, but you're left to kind of put the pieces together yourself. He obviously has a photographic memory because he's able to recite things from the page number, so he has a photographic memory,
and it's just comprehension skills. That's what it is.
And he can comprehend fucking quantum physics and mathematics like a fucking calculator. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah, and probably where he was growing up, he was the kid who would read in his room, but he's got to protect himself. He's got to be tough. Like he can't be the one doing great in school. Like he can't.
And he's always trying to hide things that his intelligence in a way. I mean, even when he's doing the equations on the mirror in his apartment, he goes and erases it immediately. He doesn't want anybody. He wants to be able to show off that he's this genius, but he doesn't really want to own it in some respect, which is kind of strange. And I guess it's just more of his insecurity that he doesn't even want to own the gift that he's been given. And we see that come up throughout the whole movie. They're just saying, you've got a winning lottery ticket and you don't want to cash it in. You're too much chicken.
Yeah, I love that fight.
Well, and there's also that great scene in the park. It's the second session that Will and Sean have in the park, where Sean just calls him out on his bullshit. And there is now that bench. There is a statue of Robin Williams in that spot, which is a very nice touch to one of the late great actors of the 20th century there. But being like, I see an insecure little punk. That's what I see.
Insecure. I love their first interaction too. When Will first comes into Sean's office and he starts smoking immediately, and he's just ripping apart. He's insulting his books, his education, his artwork. He doesn't have any idea of the fact that the guy's wife has died of cancer, and he's just like blowing smoke in his face.
Yeah.
When I also just a great trick with the lighting as he gets closer to that the painting on the wall or out by the window, the light starts to get really hot, and you can tell that he's going up like you're fucking with something you shouldn't be messing with here. You're putting your hand on the stove or whatever. And then as soon as Will leaves the room, the color palette changes entirely, and it all cools back down, and it's just Sean left alone in his own head.
It's a great detail.
It's great. It's great direction overall. And Robin Williams in this movie, as someone who's never seen this movie before, I knew like the "it's not your fault" scene. I kind of expected it to be more like Patch Adams type Robin Williams, where he's like gonna be like making more jokes and stuff like that or whatever. To be honest,
He pulls a big red nose out of his desk. Oh,
no, not like that, not like that. But I think like he was gonna have like more gags or something like that. But it was like really like more like restrained.
no.
Williams.
This was actually the first serious role I saw Robin Williams in.
I think for most people, this was the first serious role that they saw him in, and it definitely changed that perception. I mean, he went on to win the Oscar for this performance. But
we talk first about how crazy that Oscar race was right there. So it was between Robin Williams and Good Will Hunting, Robert Forster and Jackie Brown, and Burt Reynolds and Boogie Nights. Like those are like the big three.
Whoa! For
So,
best
like,
supporting actor.
Best supporting actor that year at the Oscars.
Wow!
So like any of those three.
Big year.
Anthony Hopkins and Amstead also, and Great King as good as it gets. Whatever about those.
They were the other two. There was a big three there, yeah. And Burt Reynolds is interesting because Burt Reynolds, like, there was the great Grantland piece on the history of Boogie Nights because it was such a fascinating production because it was like the first mainstream movie to like dive into the adult film industry. But Burt Reynolds, like, during the promotion of it, like, he thought it was going to be a bomb. He thought nobody was going to like it. He didn't realize it would like put him into a status that he was more of like the action stuntman, where it was like, oh, this guy seriously has acting chops. I think Mark Wahlberg said it was like, yeah, Burt could have won Best Supporting Actor that year, but he didn't campaign at all. Like he hated
Boogie Nights.
Yeah, he hated it.
Yeah, he was like, fuck this movie. This movie's just like whatever. And he got in fights with Paul Thomas Anderson like all the time from remember.
Yeah, everybody did. But we'll cover Boogie Nights at some point. We'll find somebody that's never seen Boogie Nights.
Blake, have you seen Boogie Nights?
I've never seen Boogie Nights.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Wow.
There we go.
There we go.
Great movie.
Well, that quartet back.
That and Wonderland too, which are kind of about the same person, but like different movies. That's
Wonderland's the Val Kilmer one where he's like John Holmes or whatever.
Yeah, but that's the thing is Mark Wahlberg is supposed to be a young John Holmes. That's
like one of those movies I watched on IMDb. That's like Wonderland was one of those movies I watched probably on IMDb when I was 13 because it's a TVMAS. Strictly. And like IMDb, I was like, all right, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
Classic Tommy. Back to Good Will Hunting and the scene we're talking before. To get off
that fell off the rails quick.
To get off the you smut-laden men.
It is my fault. Talkers. I'm sorry, it is my fault.
But for me, because it's that scene, that first interaction, which is so fantastic. It's very clear that Will just does not respect Sean in the slightest, and he just wasn't going to. He just doesn't respect therapy. I think the only reason and it's just the context of it, the fact that he laid his hands on him, it's like, and it's that weird parental thing, right? Like where it's like that father relationship where he puts his hands on him. It's like one, that toughness aspect, but two, from like, oh, like that's the kind of relationship that he knows, so it's familiar to him to be assaulted, to have
physically reprimanded,
to be physically reprimanded. Like that's how you communicate with someone like that. And it also just set that boundary of like, no, you crossed the line, son. Like you cannot do that.
If you ever disrespect my wife again, I will end you. I will fucking end you. Got that, Chief?
And I think the beauty, because I think it's one of the more in the subtext of the plot of the movie, is that a lot of it is Sean telling Will, like, you're brilliant, but you haven't lived life. Like you don't know anything about like you're not smart. Like you're intelligent, you're a genius, but you have no experience. Like you just know South Boston and that's it. That's very nice that he took the risk and the gamble to just drive out west and see about a girl.
Sean feels like he's seen everything in the world, and Will thinks he knows everything about the world. Neither one of them is right.
Yeah,
they both have something to teach each other and to learn from each other.
Yeah. And Sean learns from Will that, like, hey, like you have a lot to offer and a lot to live for. Like you lost the love of your life, but why aren't you putting your chips back on the table? Like, like it's time for you to do that. And it's good that they have that relationship together. Honest to God, just talking about this movie, it's so damn good. It's so damn good. But let's go on.
Really, yeah.
Let's go on to the category that we all know the winner is. But
I am a star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
So speaking of Boogie Nights, who is the star of the movie? Who gave the best performance? Steve, I'm going to kick it over to you first.
I mean, for me, it's Robin Williams because I mean, if I hear one more Boston accent out of either fucking Matt Damon or Ben Affleck, I was gonna jump off the Green Monster. All right, no, but like in all seriousness,
What do you think about them apples?
like just the way that Robin Williams matched Matt Damon's energy in that movie, not to mention out of an actor comedian, really that like really wasn't expected to really perform in a serious role, but then matches the energy from a character like Goodwill Hunting in such a way that like actually broke him down to its core. Like I don't know. For me, it was definitely Robin Williams, just because it opened my eyes to who he like really could be as an actor, his potential. But the first time I saw it, at least, but movie became an instant classic from that.
A lot of people like when you think of Robin Williams as this goofy guy, but I mean he has had his like share fair of like serious roles, and this is I say the pinnacle of them. I mean like Fisher King is really good. Yeah, I'm trying to think of other like really dark ones. Bicentennial, I remember had some dark moments.
I know Father.
World's Greatest Dad.
Yeah, that's the one I've heard. That one's very good too.
Yeah, but I mean, he was just like magnetic, and he took over this movie. I mean, like best supporting actor is exactly what it is. Where he takes the second into this movie, the movie shifts, and it shifts for a good point right here. And Absolutely. He just essentially takes control. He takes the driver's seat of the movie, and it essentially just becomes, in some certain aspects. Let me get to the next Robin Williams scene.
Totally.
Yeah. So easily, he's like the champion of this movie, and he won the movie.
Blake, what do you think?
I mean, I just think Casey Affleck's great.
You just stole my joke. You just stole my joke. God damn it! I was about to say. I
like all the bit characters. I like Bill, their other friend, who's just like either hungover or drunk the entire time.
We lost you there.
Yep, the entire time, and he's like trying to tell him like, you're doing some amazing stuff here, and you don't appreciate it. He's just so envious of that relationship.
It's a real like Mr. Smithers role.
Yes, he is a little Mr. Smithers kind of character. Like they're hanging out talking together, and then as soon as Gerald comes in the room, he doesn't want to talk to Tom. He just wants him to go get his coffee for him. Go be my errand boy. There are a lot of great supporting cast members in this. I don't want to go for the obvious one and pick the guy who won the Oscar. But
don't be a contrarian. Just fucking say Robin Williams.
I'll see what happens. Yeah.
We're a hive mind here on Haven't Seen It. Hive mind.
Yeah, we're gonna hive mind here because I was gonna make a joke about Casey Affleck forcing me to turn on the subtitles so I could hear him slur through his lines. But it's just Robin Williams. It's just like you can't see anybody else in that role.
Yeah, no, not at all. I do want to shout out though my favorite scene in the movie I knew going in because of a happy hour we did or power hour we did once of that guy at the bar who like tries to show them up by like all of his facts and knowledge, and Matt Damon just dresses them down immediately. Yeah. All-time scene right there. I forget what the character's name was, but like fucking just like I always think of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, bringing it back to Kevin Smith, where it's just like I found it shallow and pedantic. Oh yeah, shallow and pedantic.
I don't like the sound of them apples, Will.
You imagine if this were a Kevin Smith movie and Jay and Silent Bob had an appearance in Goodwill?
He had to shoehorn him in. Like that's on his contract. Like they must be in this fucking movie.
Where do Will and his friends get their drugs?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Every movie, that's how you write them in.
Yeah.
Everyone needs drugs.
I do love also in that scene how when that happens right after the fight scene. So like they go into this Harvard bar and they all have like cut lips and busted noses, and Morgan's got a black eye, and it's just like these awful creatures who just show up in this genius bar, and they're like, who the hell are these creeps hanging around? I just thought that was really funny. I hadn't noticed that until I watched it just this last time, but they're all beaten when they walk in there.
They're all fucking cut up and everything. It's just like casual. Oh, it's Southie or Boston, whatever. Who gives a shit?
Well, and it also makes sense why Minnie drivers started to like become attracted to Will, because like he comes in and he's just like, why don't you have any original thoughts? Like, okay, yeah, I know exactly what I am. Like, it's very funny because that's like the confidence comes through there, but then like all his other actions when he's not with her, and especially when he like has his meltdown and he leaves her, you really see his insecurities. But like to her, from what she sees of Will, it's a very secure man, like just confident in who he is, like being like, well, why don't you have an original thought? Yeah, I got the same education for $250 down at the library in Late Judges. And that's all it needed to be.
You're an idiot.
Are you ready, comedy partner? Waka waka.
All right, boys. Would Good Will Hunting work as a Muppet adaptation?
Nah.
And I can't see it. I mean, would Rob Williams be the only human in this situation? You have Rob Williams do the same.
This has got to be one of. Can you guys answer me this?
He's got to be Fozzie. He's got to be Fozzie Bear because he's.
Fozzie's Rob Williams.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's not your fault, Waka.
Waka waka.
Waka waka. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault, Waka Waka.
Like I mean, that would be the whole payoff. Other than that, it would just be fucking like. Who wants to listen to Kermit the Frog fucking debate about Gordon Wood and quantum physics?
That'd be great.
Well, do you have a thought of your own? Or do you have anything to contribute?
You gonna regurgitate the whole book? Yeah.
Are you gonna regurgitate the whole book?
Gonzo's obviously Ben Affleck.
I would just keep Stellan Skarsgård as the only human.
Yeah.
Even Will Hunting is a Muppet.
This Muppet has potential.
And Casey Affleck. Those are the only two.
Casey Affleck already is a Muppet in the movie.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't need to replace him at all.
Let's imagine Fozzie like, oh, that's a joke. Waka waka. Want to hear another joke?
This is one of those so out of left field Muppet adaptations that like I would be so genuinely curious. Like it's in the hands of Disney, so I know that they would fuck it up regardless. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Disney. If you hear us, if you actually want to hire us to do Muppet consultation,
we've got a ways to go, buddy.
We're kidding. We're kidding.
I gotta ask though, like this is like the fourth time I come on your podcast now. Think yes, this is 3. Okay, so past 2 times were yeses to the Muppet adaptation. Is it mostly yeses to the Muppet adaptation, or do you normally get no's?
And nobody knows because I mean it depends on the type of movie we're covering because like the movie needs to be like somewhat sort of wacky, like From Dusk Till Dawn was wacky, so you can see that being fucking easily like all day.
True. Yeah. No, 100%. But like, how often do you find yourself saying no? I feel like that's a rarity based off of the movies that you guys review. I know it.
I think it's like probably like almost like a 50-50 shot.
Really
depends, especially like some months like October. Usually we're like. Fuck yeah, like Muppets, like Muppet Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's just see like fucking Muppet innards like fucking go everywhere. Muppet felt.
I think in terms of like movies that we've done where it's been like definitive, like this would work. Beetlejuice was one of them that we were like this would translate.
It practically is. It has puppets already.
Yeah, it would translate seamlessly. I think I'm trying to go through like ones that we did. Like I think we said Willy Wonka would work. Obviously, that just like has that kid vibe to it. Would work really well. They're mostly like parts of them would work, but as a whole, no. But if
the best would be Muppets Basic Instinct, obviously.
Yeah,
Miss Piggy as Sharon Stone.
the leg cross would be iconic.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, boys, review time. Give me your scores out of 5. Tommy, I'm gonna let you kick it off.
All right, there's a lot of pressure going first. So this is a great movie. I mean, this really moved me, and especially like the Not Your Fault scene, even though it's a thing that I've known for years and years, still really worked, still really hit. Great performances. Robin Williams is incredible. The whole script is like airtight. I'm gonna go 5 out of 5. There's not really any real problems I can find in this movie. This movie's kind of airtight and great watch. I'm gonna rewatch this again and again and again. So really glad I finally saw this.
Upstairs Steve, what about you?
I'll give it 4.5 only because it has to make me come in order for me to give it 5 stars.
All right. My mother listens to this. Can you please?
Figuratively, not literally, guys. Come on, get with the program.
That's why I call him Upstairs Steve.
Oh.
Hey, Upstairs
No.
Steve and the boys.
Listen, like I don't know, it's got a really polish for you a 5 out of 5. You know what I mean? Maybe if they were from New York.
That's the only difference. The whole entire movie is the same, just in New York City.
Yeah, no, listen, fucking, I'm way too much of a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese's Good Will Hunting.
Yes, that's 5 out of 5 all day.
All right.
Hey, what you fucking regurgitated over here? Reading a lot of Gordon Wood?
Hey, the Departed was in Boston.
Yeah, you should. Yes, that is true. And that works.
All right, Blake.
Well, I won't be the only one then. I will also give it a 5 out of 5.
There you go.
Established that I love this movie a lot. So
Yes.
I'm not even at front and say, oh, this could be improved. No, it's a great movie.
It's one of my favorite movies, 2 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
not Wes Anderson. It's not 5 stars.
It has elves in it. 2 out of 5. Tommy Tevnay. So yeah, I'm gonna go 5 out of 5. I think this is both Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's best movie. Like they've done a lot of work since then. Some good, some a lot of bad. But I still think this is the best movie they've ever done. I think it's one of those movies that you'll still talk about 50 years from now. And I think that's truly a sign of a 5 out of 5 movie. So Good Will Hunting, 5 out of 5, and then a 4.5 out of 5. Not allowing me to do my What a Picture sound drop, but that's okay. So Upstairs Steve Horseshoe Blake, thanks for coming on, boys. This has been a blast.
Thanks so much for having me
again.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to have you both on again. Boogie Nights. We'll find a time maybe in August. We'll do a little put on our boogie shoes.
Ask your mother if I'm allowed to come on after this again.
Well, is that gonna get the 5 out of 5 stars because Boogie Nights?
Yes. Well, no. Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
By your metrics.
By metrics. Yeah, that's a 4 out of 5 out of 5. That's
100%.
That's the biggest 5 out of 5 movie ever.
Let's not spoil it. People only listen to this for the scores.
Strap on your roller skates, people. We're doing Boogie Nights. Save that one for your next intro.
So we'll do Boogie Nights. We'll do Boogie Nights at some point this summer. Tommy, any final thoughts before we head off?
So thank you guys so much for listening. You can follow us on social media at CNETPod. That's on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. And leave us a 5-star review, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Really helps out the show and helps us build a show. So we're building up our July schedule, but we have one that Timmy is really excited about for Mulholland Drive. He's finally making me watch it with the Film versus Film guys. So
I have the Criterion Blu-ray. I'm very excited to watch it again. Thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you in July, and we'll see you Upstairs Steve and Blake when we schedule out Boogie Nights.
Hey, oh.